The House Oversight Subcommittee on Corporate Subsidies and State Investments will come to order. Will the clerk please take attendance?
Chair Cara,
Here.
Representatives Green, present. Beerline,
Here.
Wagella,
Here.
Pahutsky.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have 5 members present. You do have a quorum.
Vice Chair Green moves to approve the minutes of the December 10th meeting. Without objection, so ordered. Today we will be hearing from Dr. Abdulhakem Alsadah, President of National Association of Yemeni Americans. Welcome, Dr. Alsadah. Please begin when you are ready virtually.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman Cara, members of the committee. Thank you, and we appreciate this opportunity to appear before you today. My name is Abdulhakem Alsadah. I am one of the founders of the National Association of Yemeni Americans, NAYA for short. I currently serve as the president and CEO of the organizations. NAYA is a Michigan-based nonprofit 501c3 that has operated for more than 25 years. Indeed, in June 2000, this is when we started and incorporated the organization. We were founded to address unmet needs within the growing Yemeni American communities in Michigan. Yemeni American communities is one of the fastest growing communities in the state of Michigan and has been for years marginalized away from any state or federal or community resources to build the community. This morning, I would like to start by making a few points that goes directly essential to give the committee some perspective in what is it that we do and how we do them. First, as a nonprofit 501c3 organizations, our services in its entirety only provided to American citizens and lawful residents in compliance with the federal and state regulations. This point is very important because at this time, there is so much misinformation about nonprofit organizations and what we do. We provide services to United States citizens and lawful permanent residents in this country. Second, our services, though our name is the National Association of Yemeni Americans, all our services are provided to everyone in the communities. As a matter of fact, our clients are almost evenly handled from all communities because the particular areas where our offices provide services are communities that underprivileged communities, immigrant communities. Therefore, our services have always been open to everyone. And all our services is free of charge. The social services, educational services, and community awareness programs are open to everyone and free of charge. Our mission is to provide lawful, accountable, and culturally competent services that help individuals and families become independent, self-sufficient, and productive members of their communities. As you know, all immigrant communities start with challenges, cultural challenges, language challenges, job challenges. Our job, our mission is to help these people every way we can so they could adjust and become integrated into the larger society. Michigan is home to one of the largest Yemeni American populations in the United States. And the numbers of the community have at least doubled since the beginning of the civil war in Yemen, 2011, and until now. Yemeni Americans have lived and worked in Michigan for over a century, contributing to the state's growth, workforce, and local economies. Yemeni American contributions to economic growth in the state is visible to anyone who visits Wayne County or Branch County, Cold Waters, Flint, Lansing even. You will see small businesses, medium-sized companies are operating in these communities and hire members of these communities into these businesses, and we are proud of that success. More recently, legal admitted immigrants fleeing Yemen's civil war have increased demand for services. Since 2011, the immigration of Yemeni Americans, as I said, have probably doubled. We don't really have a very specific numbers, but we know the growth. So that have put pressure on us to provide services, sometimes basic services. And since the war, as you know, wars that continues for 10, 15 years, definitely touches in families, children, women, older men, affect their mental status. And because of the war, family migration started to take place. That again, this is legal immigrants. These are legal immigrants. So that increased the pressure to provide social services and many other social services. NAYA operates in communities including mainly in Wayne County, Hamtramck, Dearborn Heights, many other small cities surrounding that. We're in Flint and Branch County, Coldwater, and the other cities around Coldwater. We will focus in helping residents navigate government services lawfully and efficiently. Since COVID-19 pandemic, behavioral and mental health services have been our highest priorities for the reasons I stated earlier. Besides COVID, it was the Civil War that we believed then, still believe now, and we have sensed it. Numbers tell us that there is a desperate need to expand the behavior and mental health in the community because of the effect of war in children, youth, and women and older people. Using state grant funding that we start to receive 21, 22, 23, NAYA have expanded our services to include a full operating service office in Hamtramck and another office that we share in a medical clinic specifically for a client that requires heavy mental health services and sometimes physical services. So we share that with a medical clinic. We share the offices there. Hamtramck has a full functioning center that provides services in a comprehensive services and service as a one-stop shop service. Using all our staff are licensed, multilingual therapists and trained caseworkers. These services have helped over 8,000 to 9,000 individuals, families. Many for the first time have accessed mental health and behavioral health services, because as you know, mental health services are a taboo subject in the communities, and what NAYA have done is brought these services to them through our community awareness and community education, where our staff, including myself, we go out, speak in mosques, community gatherings areas, and talk about mental health, the need for the community to be aware of mental health issues, whether it is due to the war or to the recent legally immigrant people. Beyond mental health, NAYA provides direct case management to help eligible residents complete their MDHHS applications, attend required appointments, and maintain compliance with the benefit recertifications. We assist clients with obtaining health insurance, sometimes food assistance, and child care support. And in the same times, we provide recent legal immigrants with services that include registering their kids in school, making an appointment for them with counselors, talk to them about the educational system. It really is, our services is comprehensive. That's why we call our centers, particularly in Hamtramck, a one-stop shop center. And we are a designated MDHHS community partners, which allows us to resolve issues more efficiently and reduce administrative burdens in the state. We also provide employment and employment training and job search, resume assistance, unemployment insurance agency support, and provide referrals to legal immigration assistance for those that come and need assistance to adjust their status, including form completion, appointment support, and translation. NAYA offers direct therapy services and which are covered by multiple insurance providers. For uninsured but eligible clients, we provide interim care while assisting them in obtaining coverage. Through our partnership with the state of Michigan, NAYA has served over 9,000 individuals, helping residents to stabilize, enter the workforce, and comply with legal and administrative requirements. We also engage in community awareness, like I said, in educational presentations regarding mental health, and have forged strong cooperations with organizations and local, state, and federal agencies, including the FBI, ICE, USCIS, Border Patrol, and the U.S. attorneys for the Eastern and Western districts. In this, we provide seminars, luncheons, and workshops. We invite all the leaders of these organizations, provide the community leaders to come face-to-face in a friendly atmosphere and exchange information. That always the federal agencies, state and local police needs to know more about the communities, and the community needs to know about their rights and how they deal with these agencies. NAYA have served for the last 15 years as a bridge between the community and these agencies. And we do not shy away from bringing all these organizations and bringing the communities together to understand each other. And we are so proud of this particular service that we provide. And we always grateful to the federal agencies that have always cooperated with us. I would like to take this opportunity to say that the last two such events, one took place in Branch County, Coldwater, and the other one took place in our office in Dearborn, where we brought the U.S. attorneys for the Western District, the FBI, various immigration services, and the principal of the schools, the local police, together with the community leaders, and the same thing we did in Dearborn. That was in 2024, and we are looking forward to restart this process because it stopped with the change of administration. Each of these presentations and educational seminars draw anywhere from 100 to 200 community members, depends in the time we conduct them. NAYA is committed to build bridges between communities and agencies at the local, state, and federal levels. And we have been making this as part of our mission. Our estimate for these engagements exceeds 9,000 to 10,000 individuals just in the last 3 years. With respect to compliance and oversight, first of all, we appreciate the work you do, and we at our organization are committed to transparency, fiscal responsibility, and we are committed to following and adhering to all IRS and state guidelines and requirements. We have, since the first day we received state funding, we have compliance with the state requirements in reporting and everything else. Recently, and I'm going to address this straight to you, we discovered that nothing better than to say the truth. There was an oversight. We failed to comply to file for the 990s for 2 years, 2022 and 2023. And then once we discovered that, we worked hard to remedy this oversight. We brought in a third-party independent accounting firm to file all required paperwork and perform a thorough financial review, as we are committed to following and adhering to all IRS guidelines and requirements. It is indeed, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, it is indeed an oversight. Please imagine with us that we spent 25 years building these organizations, and we will intentionally do anything that will violate the rules and not adhere to them. We take full responsibility for this oversight and are committed to ensure that this never happens again. From day one, NAYA has followed all state grant requirements and has submitted all required reports. Again, we take fiscal responsibility, transparency, and compliance seriously. We understand that public funding carries public accountability, and we welcome, appropriate, and appreciate oversight. Thank you for the opportunity to testify and showcase our mission of supporting the growing communities in the state of Michigan. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Alsadah, for your testimony today. We'll have questions from the committee at this time. I'll start with a couple out of the gate here. Does NAYA help Yemeni Americans sign up for financial help through government assistance programs?
I'm sorry, would you repeat that question?
Does NAYA help Yemeni Americans sign up for financial assistance through government assistance programs?
Yes, we do, sir.
Do you think that might attract more people from Yemen to move to America?
No, sir, because these are legal immigrants that's already here. And most Yemenis, as it is known, are the least communities that do engage in these financial supports. But as it is the case with every community since the establishment of this great country, people, when they first immigrate, face challenges, and this is what we facilitate. But in the same time, in the same token, while we provide them and help them with this, we provide them with opportunities for job trainings. We job search for them, because our services, as I indicated in my presentation, is a comprehensive and a one-stop shop. So we do not just fill out these forms and help them. Numbers that do need these services are normally members that first come to this country, and they are not, in most cases, not permanent situations at all.
Okay, and what is your compensation as president of NAYA, and how might that have changed over recent years?
Well, Ben, thank you for the question. Ben volunteered for 20 some years, and I worked with other similar agencies, and our compensations is balanced with the state standards.
So you said you've been a volunteer position, unpaid?
Yeah, yes, we did, sir,
Every
for
year?
For since we started the school, and for years. And when we started the behavior and mental health program, we started, our able director of the program and myself, it was all volunteered.
Okay, so you've never gotten a dime as president of NAYA?
Until we start receiving funding.
Okay, and then what is it now?
That goes with the state standard.
Which is?
It's 118, 119.
118,000?
Yes.
Okay. And you...
I just want to mention, sorry to interrupt, Mr. Chairman.
That's fine.
Just want to mention that I have a master's degree in clinical social work as well.
Sure. And the organization has been around for 25 years and has filed with the IRS until 2022. Was it your thought that once you got taxpayer funding, you no longer had to file with the IRS with your 990s? Or what happened to make it to where you just had an oversight and no longer thought you had to file?
Yes, the regulations before that did not require us to do some of that stuff. But once we started receiving funding, we used an accountant, because there's funding and we need a professional accountant to do that for us. And unfortunately, when we did that, that accountant person basically collected the documents and everything from us, and we assumed and we took full responsibility. Again, it was an oversight. I assumed that the person has no reason not to file what we told him and asked him to file, and we moved on. Sir, it is not an excuse, but believe me, building a mental health program in a community like ours takes hours. It's hard, and that was where the oversight came from. It was the assumption that the person is going to do their jobs once we provided them with all the documentation they need. And unfortunately, that did not happen. And
Okay.
that's,
Yep.
that's what happened.
Next question from Representative Beerline.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How many employees does NAYA currently have?
9.
9.
Plus volunteers, but employees are 9. And we're planning to hire 2 to 4 this year, more.
So the organization is run through a mix of employees and volunteers, and then you receive some state funding, and then is the rest of it private donation, or is it fee for service? How do you pay for all 9 employees?
Right. As far as all the social educational services are free, we do not charge for that at all. And as far as mental health, I'm gonna let, if you don't mind, please, I'm gonna let the director explain that. She has more in-depth knowledge of that than me. So if you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, if you don't mind to include Ms. Tracy Boudry to explain how that works.
Sure.
Good morning. My name is Tracy Boudry, and I want to first say thank you for allowing us to testify. We appreciate the time that you're giving us. So we cover all of our budget through a combination of the grants and our therapy. So we are paneled and credentialed with multiple insurance agencies. So any shortfalls are covered by whatever comes in for our services.
Okay. Thank you. I have another question. How much was Senator Chang paying to sublease at the building there? Dr. Alsadah?
Yes, and first, let me address this question by thanking Senator Chang for accepting to come and take small space in the building we're leasing, because, as I said, our mission is a comprehensive one-stop shop, and her office provides community services as well. So we complemented each other's services, and her presence in the building has helped countless clients, especially new arrivals, in as far as obtaining social security, driver license, state IDs. That has been behind our belief. When we started that relationship, we did not know how much it's gonna help the communities. In the same times, other community members comes to the center to seek services of her office. The rent, the state senate pays the rent, which is $250 a month. We sign a contract every year. As a matter of fact, we just signed the renewal of that contract for 26. We signed the contract and received $250 a month compensations by the Senate.
Thank you. And did former Representative Abraham Ayash also use space, and did he pay rent?
No. What we did is we included, with his permission, of course, his number, office number for community members if they need his help. Same thing with Senator Chang, but he did not really, or his staff worked from our facility. But his name,
Right.
we have a sign for his name. If you are in need for a state, your
So-
state representative, Ibrahim Ayash.
Yeah, sure. If you're going to allow him to use the space a couple times for free, that's very understandable. But you're saying that Senator Chang and Representative Ayash both had their names out front on the building, and he wasn't paying rent?
No, he never used the facility, sir.
Why do you have his name on the front of the building?
It's not in the front of the building. We have brochures for community members.
I've seen pictures.
We
I've seen
provide-
pictures in the news of his name on the front window of the building.
Right, that's with his number as a referral. Because the senator's name is there, most people don't know the difference. If you don't mind, please let me explain this, sir. And I know it's sometimes difficult to understand. We serve unprivileged, uneducated communities. These communities have most times have absolutely, positively no understanding whatsoever of anything. And we tried to bring the government into the communities for the first time ever.
Yeah,
So
I've-
we put his name there. As far
yeah.
as Senator Chang, it is her staff comes and there is specific contract we signed but Representative Ayash, we only announced his name.
Right. I've never heard of a legislator having their name prominently displayed on a building like that before if they're not renting the space. So that is certainly interesting to me. But we'll move on to our next question from Vice Chair Green.
So I understand, like, the concept of what you're doing is important, and people need services, and there's other organizations very similar to you that do very similar services, provide job placement, mental health services. But, well, I've never seen people charge insurance for mental health services. Okay, but let me get to my point, is how do we justify to the taxpayers that we as the state have given you millions of dollars, but then you consider it an oversight for not filing any accountability at all? How do I explain that as a state rep that verifies that you're actually doing the job, that your office spaces are filled, that you're filing the proper paperwork? Like, this is incredibly difficult to explain to especially my constituents who don't get these type of services. We don't have nonprofits like yours in the thumb at all. So how do we explain that they get all this stuff from the state and then there's zero accountability and you count it as just a mere oversight that you forgot to file your taxes?
Thank you. Thank you, Vice Chair. I appreciate the questions. And in the same time, I understand your concern. We have taken a full responsibility for that oversight because truly, honestly, it is an oversight. It is the oversight and the mistake I made and we made at the organization's administration team, that the accountant that we depended on will do their jobs. That was it. And there is absolutely, positively no intention whatsoever.
Even with intention, like, there's still accountability, though. Like, if I don't file my campaign finance reports, I get fined and I get in a lot of trouble for that. So, but then you didn't file and you keep wanting more funds for that. And that's really difficult to, okay. So with that, then, would you open all of your books and let us see your accounting? Then can we audit you?
We are willing, we file with the state.
It's a yes/no question. Can we then see your books? Since you haven't filed anything, then will you open your books to us, and then let's see where that money has all gone. Let's see. Can we see all of your employee finances? How much you pay for the electricity? Your accounts receivable, accounts payable.
We do file these all.
Oh, no.
information
Yes,
from the
no.
state.
It's a yes/no. Would you be
Yeah,
willing then?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. You could find all that information you mentioned in our reporting to the state. It's there. It's public. We failed to file the 990, but we have remedied that. It's an oversight. We have filed it. It's been accepted by the IRS, and from here on, we hired the third accountant firm to do that for us for as long as we are available. So yes, we do, but we comply with the state requirements, and we report all the information you mentioned in a timely fashion.
Okay. Next question I have for you is, you are the chair of the Yemeni American Democratic Caucus, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you think that holding that position might have helped you to secure funds for your nonprofit?
Absolutely, positively, not sir. We've been in business for 25 years, long before I became.
But you didn't start getting taxpayer
Involved.
assistance until a few years ago.
Because this is when we established the mental health program. That have nothing to do with my political affiliations. As a matter of fact, our community, like any other communities, work with both parties, and just happened that I am a member of the executive and a founder of the Yemeni American Democratic Caucus. But that have nothing to do at all, at any way or shape, with what we do and how we serve the community. We've been serving the community nonstop for 25 years, sir.
Okay. Next question from Minority Vice Chair Wagella.
First off, I just want to thank you for coming in. I also know how important the work you do is to the community and the lack of people working in that space. So thank you. I think you touched on it, but I just wanted to give you a chance to expand on. I was reading the Detroit News article and the talk of bringing in an independent accounting firm. Just want you to talk about how that went, and it sounds like things are up to date now. So just wanted to give you a chance to highlight that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I understand the concerns for the committee. I appreciate the work you do, because there is other organizations, there's other entities, okay, that have not been compliance or that have misused funds. I wanted to assure you and the public and the state that we are not at any way or shape intentionally or unintentionally violating our responsibilities. We started this business to serve communities. We are transparent, like I said, and we are willing to open our books. We are very compliant with the state, and what happened the 2 years that was not fired truly was an oversight. We have hired an accountant, and I'm gonna, if you don't mind, again, to go into more details, I would like the CFO and the director of our mental health program to elaborate in that point. Tracy, if you don't mind, please. Tracy, you're
Yeah, sorry,
go
I
ahead.
had to unmute there. So in the process, we have interviewed several accountants, and then determined to go with one of them, who has reviewed and cleaned up and did all of whatever was needed within our financial accounting system. They have filed the 2022. 2023 is under review to be submitted within the next few days. It's complete and it's being reviewed. And 2024 is not due until February. So we have hired someone who is capable and able and very communicative with us to be able to handle these things.
Thank you. And I would like to invite the chair and the vice chairs and the rest of the members of the community to please come and visit our operation. We would be glad to host you. We would be glad to let you talk directly, whether you want to talk to community members or you want to talk to our staff. You are more than welcome. And please let us know.
Okay, thank you.
Anytime you could do that.
Thank you. Looks like we have a next question from Representative Bierlein.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Doctor, I want to clarify a few of the things that you've just mentioned. You just mentioned that you understand there are groups that you know have not been in compliance. Can you share what some of those groups are for the Oversight Committee to keep moving forward in our work?
I'm sorry, sir. Could you repeat the questions?
You just mentioned that you know there are groups who have not been in compliance with the grants and the audits and the financial reporting. Can you share what those groups are so the Oversight Committee can continue its work?
With all due respect, sir, that I am sure the committee is doing a great job in following with these groups and individuals. I just wanted to say that we are not one of them, nor would we ever be at all. I don't want to go into who's doing what and why. All I can tell you is this, that we have been a very marginalized communities in the state of Michigan, and we have never got any opportunities, any resources, state or federal, until NAYA started this work. We are the only Yemeni American organization that have been engaged in this business. And we are not, in any way or shape, will jeopardize that. That's why I keep saying repeatedly, it was an oversight. And it will never happen again. But I don't want to get engaged in who's doing what. I am sure you and the rest of the committee are aware of some of the organizations and individuals that have, I don't know, not compliance with the state and the federal governments. But I don't want to engage in who's doing what. With all due respect to you, sir, and the committee.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify what you were saying. My second question is about the lease for Senator Chang. And are you currently subletting any other office space in your building?
No, sir.
No. Do you know how big that office space was, or is?
It's basically. I hope I will be honored to host you, the chair, the vice chair, and the rest of the committee. Please do come and engage with the community and engage with our services, and you would see it's a very small. And the Senate actually, when we signed the lease with the Senate, it is based in the market value. In how they measure that, I don't have a specific idea, but it is according to the market standard lease. But it's a very small.
Like, do you think it's, like 15 square feet small? Because that's the standard. That would be about the standard size at the going rate at $250. At $16 a square foot, you'd get about 15 square feet.
Yes. Tracy, can you please help in this?
That's the size of my desk.
So I don't have the exact space. The entire area that we rent in the Hamtramck office is 2,040. Senator Chang and her staff have an office in the back. I don't know the size of it. It's like a small office. And then they're able to utilize our boardroom, another office if they need it as needed, but I don't know exact amount. So, I mean, we have restrooms, obviously, a kitchen, a small kitchen, but it's a small space.
Okay,
if you want exact numbers, we can figure that out, but I don't have that.
And you did clarify though, the lease is with the Senate particularly and not with Senator Chang separately. Okay,
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct. Yes,
Thank you for answering.
We have the lease from the Senate, and then the letter renewing for last year. Yes.
Yeah, just to confirm with that, so that funding is coming from the senator's office allotment. Is that correct?
It comes, I don't know. I mean, however the state handles office space in their district.
Sure. Yep. Next question for Dr. Alsadah. Do you know who Sylvia Santana is by chance?
I'm sorry, who's what?
Do you know who Sylvia Santana is?
Yes, I know Senator Santana.
Okay. It looks like you might have made a couple large contributions to her campaign for reelection. $5,000 on July 19th and $2,500 on October 16th, just here in less than a year ago.
I
Those are
know
big numbers.
Yes, sir. I know Senator Santana, just like I know other Republican senators, and I am politically active, been politically active for the last 35 years of my life. I have donated to elected officials based in my understanding of the work they do.
She's the individual who put in the request for you to get hundreds of thousands of dollars more for your nonprofit, correct?
Yeah, Senator Santana have visited our office several times.
So
With other senators
she
and
comes,
representatives.
visits your office, advocates through the budgetary process for you to get hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're donating thousands of dollars to her campaign for reelection. Is that correct?
Like with all due respect, Representative, I donate to elected officials, not based in whether they help us or not, but based in our understanding of their services. They are elected officials. Our system of government allows us as citizens to participate in the political process.
Do you often write four-figure checks to individuals, or is this a one-off with Senator Santana?
I'm so sorry, sir. Would you repeat that?
Do you often write four-figure checks for campaigns, or is this a rare circumstance where you did that with Senator Santana?
No, sir. I donate to other representatives, national elected officials that have nothing to do with our services. I donate to senators, national senators, national Congress members, and I donate to other senators and representatives.
And big
That have
checks like
nothing
that,
to do-
$2,500, $5,000 checks, that's normal for you to do all throughout the nation?
It depends. It
Okay.
really
Th-
depends.
Those
on
are
the
pretty
election.
big numbers, and people do write checks that big, absolutely. But those are big numbers, and she is the one who put in for the request for your organization to get hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That just happened in the process, but I
It's a
have
coincidence.
I have donated to her, sir, long before she done anything for us. This is our duties. This is our civic duties to be engaged in our government functions. My record shows that I have donated to the political party of my choice, and I have also donated to Republicans as well that have nothing to do at any way or shape with our organizations.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter is, I have donated long before anything.
So
I consider that a personal duty.
with these
I am
big
returning back to the nation.
with these big checks you've been able to write over and over and over again, I would have wished that you could have paid for a hotel room here in Lansing last night to make sure you were here safely before the storm hit, so you could have been here in person talking with us, because it seems like you have the means to do that. I'm going to turn it over to Vice Chair Green for the next question.
Thank you. So earlier you said that your only funding is from the grants from the state, correct?
Yes.
Grants, okay. And then your billing. Do you have a lobbyist firm?
Do I have a lobbyist firm?
Yes.
We work with people to help us.
Who is your
state
hired
legal.
lobbyist firm?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a hired lobbyist firm?
Have I ever hired a lobbyist firm?
Yes. Do you currently have one that you're contracted with?
Yes.
So who is that firm? I know you're objecting, but the thing is they don't get any. Okay.
You know what?
Are they sitting in this room? Okay, just so to be clear, that then I respect and honor your work, but that it's state dollars that went to a nonprofit are paying your paychecks then.
First of all,
I know
our
it's-
donations, with all due respect to you, Representative, and the committee, our donations to elected officials.
No, I'm not
I
talking
have
about elected
all-
officials here. That's my beef isn't with that. You have a First Amendment right to donate to
We
whoever
have
the heck
never-
you want. But I'm
We
just
have
talking
never-
about you're using state dollars and to hire a lobby firm.
No,
But
No,
you said
that
you
is-
don't have any other income.
no, this is we paid for that. We paid our own money, my own money. I have founded this organization 25 years ago, and I have sacrificed everything I can to build this organization. Ma'am, when I first came to this country in early 80s, I couldn't find a person to find me a room to live in.
And
I
I'm
made a
not
commitment.
questioning I'm not questioning
No, we're not
what you
using-
do. Like I actually I agree with the premise of your nonprofit. So please don't misunderstand it. It's just we are held accountable to the residents, the taxpayers of this state, for how money is spent. This is an oversight committee, and so what flagged your organization was because you failed to file your tax returns. And so that opened the can of worms for us to look into your organization. And that is why we are asking questions, not about your duty to the Yemeni citizens. We're asking about how you financially use taxpayer dollars, because we are held accountable. We hold the purse strings, and we are held accountable for every single penny, cent spent. And so that is why you're under so much scrutiny now, is because you failed to do what you were supposed to do, which you've owned up to, but now you see how it's revealing some other things, that how nonprofits are run, and we are starting to question how that is money is doled out from the state.
Well, I thank you. Again, I appreciate what you're doing. But I am also here being honest and transparent. Every organization, every nonprofit organization that provides services to their communities and their clients, work with the state and the federal government, hire people to guide them through the system. As you know, system is very hard. It's not everybody could just come and say, I understand. But what I can assure you right here is we do not use any direct dollar or cent to pay for these services. We have never, nor would we ever do, is use the state funding we're getting to pay for these services. These are our money. I am not going to ask you, how do you spend your salary? I have chosen to do this business. I have chosen to do this business, and we have never, ever paid.
So just clarification then, okay, because I want to do the honorable thing. So you pay personally for your lobbyist contract then?
We have people that donate to our organization sometimes.
But then why didn't you answer that earlier? That's why I asked that question, because you said your sole funding was
Because
from
it's
the
not-
state.
Because
Okay.
it is not a significant amount of money.
Okay.
For me to say, yes, here is what's going on. And then in the same times, I have repeatedly said, please go ahead, check. I have been politically active for 4 years. Through the 4 years before the organization, and it will continue after the organization, is that I am a civic person conscious of participating in the political process as my salary.
Okay, thank you. It looks like we have another question from Representative Pahutsky.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is, I guess, more of a question for the committee. And I have zero issue with us highlighting oversight issues. That's what we should be doing, and that's appropriate. Like, we are in charge of spending taxpayer dollars. We should make sure we're doing that responsibly, and that the people that we are entrusting with those dollars are also acting above board and responsibly. My issue is that this is sort of a rare circumstance. We have people come in and actually testify and own up to screwing up and trying to rectify the issue. While for the past, give or take a couple of weeks, a year, we have identified issues with some of the largest corporations taking the most money in this state, have never heard from them directly, have just been content with whatever the MEDC comes in here and papers over with. And they also donate to all of us. They also have lobbyists that are sitting in the room every time these oversight hearings happen. We've never asked them to open up their books. So I guess I don't understand why we are reserving this level of vitriol for somebody who is trying to do the right thing, correct their errors, and come in here and own up to what happened. And I think it is incredibly disappointing, and we need to maybe reflect a little bit on why we are so hostile towards people who are admitting that they screwed something up, but are also trying to fix it, and also in the grand scheme of things, have accepted what amounts to a rounding error in the state budget, for better or worse, a de minimis amount of money.
All right, so yeah, we definitely have had conversations about big corporate handouts and special deals for large companies, dollars and cents that are, dwarf the size of what we're talking about today. We've had conversations with leaders and lobbyists of those organizations who, at minimum, give veiled threats toward me in terms of my future and are unwilling to come in here and testify. So I want them to come in, but they don't come in.
Subpoena them.
So
we subpoena everybody else under the sun. Subpoena them.
We have not subpoenaed anybody yet in committee. Those are things that we will consider doing. And I do appreciate the effort that we have taken, whether big or small, to look into how the taxpayer dollars in Michigan are spent. And I think it is well within the reason for us to look at when we're taking taxpayer dollars from the people of Michigan and forcing them to give it to certain nonprofits, and then those nonprofits who've been around for 25 years and have filed 990s until they start receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars from the taxpayers. And then all of a sudden we have radio silence and they're no longer filling out their 990s. It kind of makes sense that we have questions, and I think this thorough deliberation was more than appropriate. And I hope that this was valuable information for the people of Michigan. We'll continue to tackle these types of issues, and I do appreciate you coming in virtually, Dr. Alsadah. Glad we made this happen finally. Again, it would have been nice to have you in person, but that is where we will leave it for today. And with no further business or questions, the committee will stand adjourned.
Mr. Chair, thank I was ready.
We're adjourned.